Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Woo. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout. Let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair. Let's get in the zone. Voices blend and smooth like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout. Let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Woo. Living loud, thinking proud, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
In the ring we stand tall, words ablaze that never fall. Debated warriors brave, every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words ablaze that never fall. Debate like warriors brave, every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep in the search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep in the search for more.
What is going on, everybody? We're back at another stream, another live. You know where you're at. You're at Spartan HU Network. I am your host, the Spartan, and my co-host, my man Wally. Wally, what is going on?
How's it going, everybody? How's it going, Peter?
Oh, not much. Another day, a long week in the books, like always. So a lot of stuff has happened in the wrestling world, hasn't it?
We have more than it should. Yep, that's the name of the business, right? Chaos.
Oh God, yeah. So where do you want to start with this one today?
Mm, I ain't gonna lie. There's so much things we can start up. There's so much things we can start up. Um, let's start light before we go into the nitty gritty, and then we'll work up on the other stuff along the way. Because I think we'll work on these two like little light scenarios, and then we'll get into like the big heat scenarios. Okay, Antonio's in. Let's get him in here.
Anton, what's up, my man?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right, man. All right, we just started, so we're about to get this going.
Okay.
But let's start off with this, right? So Royce Keys, right? As you guys know, the damn weather took Peter again. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. He's back. Hold on. Let's give him a moment.
Give him. What did I say? Randy Orton. Did I not say it?
Right. Okay.
You called it. I'm not gonna deny.
No. We will talk about that a little later. We will get to that part later. But let's get to this one part right here on Royce Keys, right?
Okay.
So WWE eventually, they signed Royce Keys, brung him in for the Royal Rumble, but ever since then, nothing hasn't transpired. He hasn't been seen on the big screen as far as doing anything ever since then. How do you guys feel about that? Start with you, Anton.
Is there something going on that we don't know about? Is the question. Because you don't sign a guy, have him come to the Royal Rumble, have him take part, and then he's MIA ever since. Is there something going on that no one is telling us, or is there something going on that we have no idea that may have happened? Is he dealing with a family issue? Okay, that could be one thing. If it's not a family issue, is it something else that we don't know about that he doesn't want, that no one wants to get into? That could be it. But it makes no sense to have this person, to sign this person, and then all of a sudden he's not here for anything.
Right.
And okay, yes, it's March. This is the first week of March and everything else. I get that, but you got WrestleMania coming up in another month. And now you have someone that you bring in that's not even there for anything. People are gonna know what the hell's going on.
Right. Especially since you bring in the mystical man himself, Dumenhauser, and so far they've been using him so far real quick so far. So yeah. But Peter, what is your thoughts on this?
I think they brought him in and they have no idea how to use him, to be honest with you.
That's typical.
Yeah, because like me and Wally had a long conversation last night on the phone, and we were talking about the box relief, I call it, and it was like bittersweet because a lot of people booed it because it was a great person to bring in, comedian and all that stuff, but direction I don't see this is gonna fit in. I think this is the same thing with this guy. They don't know where to put him, where to fit in. And they are known for that, signing talent, and they have no idea how they're going to fit in their current roster. And that's a key thing. I don't care who you sign. If it doesn't fit the storyline of your product, why are you signing him? Because you want to, in other words, cock block your a competitor. That's a waste of money, in my opinion. But again, when you're WWE, you're the Megaforce. You have billions and billions of blow and burn. You don't have to worry about bread because you're making bread yourself.
That's a very good take. That's a very good take. But just to bring this up to speed, right? So this was so far what I've heard through the grapevines of many rumors and tales, right? So the original idea was based upon what happened in the Royal Rumble. You've seen that there was some confliction between him and Damian Priest. That was supposed to be the storyline working on that. So, which indicates Royce Keys was going to not only debut on SmackDown, he was going to be a SmackDown superstar on the main roster. So he's not going to NXT, right? But as you notice, they have not materialized on that material at all. So what's going on? Now, in more cases, not most people were very worried, but of course, then you saw videos like, okay, he was talking with Stephanie with her little podcast show, and then you've seen him working out with other fellow superstars like Jacob Fatu. So you ask yourself, well, okay, I mean, he's around, so what's going on here? And this is probably the greater thing is WWE signed him, but personally, they don't have no roadmap for him. That's what it is right now. So far, and in other cases, he has been used. He just not have been used on the screen as far as SmackDown or Raw at this moment in time. So he is being worked up in the background sceneries. His status is still good. There's nothing like crazy, like he did some foul, treason stuff, give or take, that people are possibly worried about because, there's nothing going on. But right now, they just pretty much have him working in, the mid-card sceneries, in a sense, like, WWE main events and stuff like that, working dark matches and stuff, just doing what he's doing so far. But as far as putting him on a television program, that's the only thing so far. We're still waiting to see how this all works. Now, regardless, again, I would believe if they do use Royce Keys, they will use him and bring him in where he can be like, all right, we can slide him in right here. I think, honestly, and just to be fair, because, again, I want to be very fair critique on Triple H, knowing he's taking WWE, and it hasn't been the best transition. But I would believe – go ahead.
You fair with Triple H?
Like I said, you know why. You know why. You know why. You know why.
Wow,
You know
that's
Look, if this was
that's
on my
good.
side, if I was doing it on my side, this would be a whole different thing, more likely so. But with precaution, okay?
Trust but verify. Is that it?
Pretty much with precaution. I'm willing to sit here and say I think the only reason why they're not making Royce Keys do anything significant right now is because we're pretty much on the tail end of WWE cycle. So what's the point of starting him something now when we're on the tail end? Pretty much they might just, keep him in the back sceneries, wait until they reset, which is pretty much going to be around after WrestleMania, and then they'll start using him, and then they'll incorporate him in WWE.
A good idea. Again, this is me talking on my ass a little bit. Maybe bring him in like a surprise in WrestleMania. Maybe interfere to a match or something, and start the storyline at WrestleMania to go into the new season of wrestling.
That could be an idea. The only problem is we don't have enough stories. We don't have enough of these matches certifiedly known yet to know who that's going to be with. So it's a stretch, but depending on who it is.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
I'm just saying, like, based upon what's going to be set up, it might be a good idea. Keyword might, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where I'm gonna start off with right there with Royce Keys, putting that piece of information out and about. Up next, I want to also talk about just a small segment adding on to this, and that is with the Jey Uso situation on his mystery attacker. Now, as you guys know, if you saw it on SmackDown, which was literally last week, right before Elimination Chamber, right, Jey Uso was attacked by a mystery attacker. Now on Raw, so far what WWE's pointed out, they're pointing the fingers right now at the Vision. But as we all know, there was nothing clarified as far as evidence, videotaping, or even by their own words that they said that they're the ones that did it. But let's be honest, looking at how things are being positioned, how things are being played, how things were set up, you would believe who benefits more, the Vision, right? Because technically, let's be real, Brunson Reed was in the triple threat match. He sadly got an injury when he made that slightly bad call to toss his arm the way he did to stop the pin, and then literally jacked up his tricep, which pretty much took him out of the match because he was originally supposed to be the winner, right? As we all know, we end up finding out. But now with Jade being attacked, because pretty much, of course, Jade, thanks to the reactions by the fans, they were not with Jade winning at all. They booed that completely, and they trounced that with dislikes over likes heavenly. They played the story, and they made the story what it is, and then of course we have Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu for a chance to get at the Elimination Chamber. Now, of course, like I said, based upon how you look at the plays, right now all fingers point at the Vision, supposedly. Other people are saying it's actually, some people are actually pointing out it may have been Drew. Why? And again, I do believe this is another good take because Drew hates everything with the Samoans. He hates them all because of what they did to him when he tried to get the title the first time off of Roman. So he also have another big investment on taking Jay out, even though Jay, more likely the weak link of the people in the chamber match, but in favor of just hating them, he definitely could have been a culprit. Especially since he also attacked freaking Jacob in that match as well. So
taking out some personal frustration against him. That's what it is.
Pretty much. So right now, but for me, this is my angle point. And this is the only thing that was very interesting to me. And that was this. When you look at SmackDown and what happened on that tapings, and I'm only saying this name because of past mentions of a particular storyline that WWE was thinking about selling. There's a possibility, and I say possibility, it's based upon the storylines that they sold before, and I'm just going to bring it up just in case. Is it possible that the real culprit is actually Jimmy? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because of one reason only.
No.
WWE did put out before, they were considering the idea of running back Jimmy versus Jay Part 2.
Oh God, no!
And we all let's be honest. I know we all know that shit has sailed. If they were thinking about doing that, they should have did that a long time ago. Or neither the value of it is just not been that great. But honestly, I'm sorry. The first thing I thought of in that moment was, out of everyone that was there at that time, and they found out about the attack and everything, you're trying to tell me the first one to pop up to make sure to hop into that vehicle was Jacob, not Jimmy? Like, where was Jimmy at in this situation? I'm just saying. Now, granted, most people believe that Jimmy wasn't the one because he went after the Vision and made his stand. But again, no one doesn't know. Now, granted, Jay believes the same way. Now, people also believe because Jay, on that same day when Jimmy was facing the Vision, right? He came up, had the crutches, gave one of them to Jimmy, and then they pretty much beat up the Vision. But here's my thing. We still don't have a true definitive yay or nay that the Vision did it. And I'm only bringing up Jimmy just because of that past storyline that they mentioned that they were thinking about doing, Jimmy versus J2. But let me give you a further reason why I'm also pushing this narrative a little bit. And that's because of the past talks of what Roman Reigns was mentioning. If you guys remember, in a past moment where Jay and Jimmy were sort of trying to get back together, Jimmy was talking to Roman. They had their moment of talking, and Roman mentioned to Jimmy, Jay is more closer to me than he is closer to you, in a sense of, where they're standing. So when you look at it, that's always going to be a running scenario in Jimmy's head. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, Roman has been playing mind games with both the twin brothers since the get-go of this whole Roman dynasty. And every single time, as you remember, Roman literally said, if Jimmy wasn't out the way, he would be my right-hand man. But I find that funny, though, because you're the one that took out your own right-hand man that you would have selected. So how that's about? So how we gonna do that? But hey, it is how it is, right? So just looking at how like long but like very not congruent and very consistent storytelling of this, I can see this being like, yeah, you run the round two again, but you run the round two in a sense of like, all this other stuff. And plus, they did talk about, the Usos losing the tag team titles, and then that would be the part of how we get Jade versus Jimmy part two with them losing the titles as well. So it was a thing of that nature. But let's be real. Do I think that they're going to pull that trigger? Honestly, no, because again, that would be the disaster at this point. It's too late. Y'all really didn't run it, and y'all wasn't consistent with it. You're selling too much bullshit for me if you sell that right now. It's not going to be that good. So seriously, unless you doing that literally like launches Jimmy to the next stardom of getting a solo title, which honestly is pointless because you're just going to have them running back and forth with each other on the same roster, going back again for the IC title. No. So yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
We saw what happened with Jay with his first run. How much a flop that was. What, he lasted a week with the title, I think, was it?
Something like that, give or take.
Yeah, but the funny thing is he lasted for a week, but ended up getting the world title right after. Which again, how the hell you do that way faster ahead of Braun Breaker?
Honestly, the solo run for both of them.
Well, funny enough, most people believe that they were supposed to pull the Jimmy solo run on SmackDown for the U.S. title. That never happened.
Yeah, but it seems like when you look at their solo runs, Jimmy was a little bit more popular and pragmatic than Jay. And I think that's what it was, because they did things. Say it.
Oh no, I was gonna say like, we talking about popularity. Let's be honest. The brothers have eventually diminished and corkscrewed their own styles and image on their own terms these days, right?
Right.
But and this is sort of the reason why I'm also, sort of pinning this driver that it could be Jimmy. I don't want it to be Jimmy, but it could be Jimmy because another angle point that I listened to that someone mentioned is, let's be real. Look at how they're constantly moving. They're not moving with the music of them being a tag team. They're moving with the music of what Jay's, swerving off of. Plus, look at their entrance. They're coming through the crowd. That's Jimmy. That's a Jay thing, not a Jay and Jimmy thing.
Right.
Everything is still all worked around and orbited around Jay. It's not orbited around the Usos. So in that could also sense, some jealousy, hatred, and all this. Like,
because you always
even when we come back as a team, it's still all about you. It's still all about you. You know what I'm saying? So it can be pinned that way in that nature.
It's all about ye, not the oos, and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Else.
Yeah.
So, but they both brought something different and dynamic when they went solo. Like you saw their individuality. Yeah. And that's sometimes hard to see with tag teams, especially tag teams that are twin brothers. It's hard to sometimes see that individuality. You have some tag teams that could do solo, and you see their individualities.
Right.
Like the Hearts. Brett with one style, and then you either had Jim or Owen or Davey Boy, and they had their own styles.
Right.
Of course, the Rockers, Sean had his one way of doing things. Marty was another way. But Jimmy and Jay have always been attached at the hip. And it's always a bit of a challenge seeing the differences between the two.
Right.
And I think when they did this solo run for both of them, you did see a little bit of the individuality. You saw Jimmy doing his thing. You saw Jay doing his thing.
Yeah.
And you saw the similarities, but you saw the differences. Whether it was ring gear, whether it was music, whether it was colors, whether it was taglines or sayings, you saw the differences in those aspects. You did. So they found a way to stand and be their own wrestlers, solo-wise, but it's a bit of a challenge when you're so used to seeing them together and they always complement each other.
Right.
Almost like you can't have one without the other.
Basically. Because the main thing, right? Like you said before, right? When they separated, they definitely started like really trying to pick up their own style and image a little bit more. Because when Jay sort of went like trying to modify his skill set, he sort of bring in the the rock slaps, like and integrated that into his kit, and then Jimmy trying to bring in the Whisper of the Wind, the Jeff Hardy type of kit in. So they're trying to definitely look different, move different in all their different ways of how they're doing things. It's just placating off of that and just working it to be smooth. But one thing I will say this, right? Because again, this is not confirmed yet, but I do think this is a great idea, and I think this is an obvious idea leading up to WrestleMania. And hopefully, like I said, just for the sake of story, I do hope it is the Vision, because the reason why is I believe this will be a good match for WrestleMania, and that is the Usos versus the Vision, aka Logan Paul and Austin Theory, for the tag team titles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because now, like you said,
it's just a work that's going to be there, and again, it's just something that's like entry standards. Nice beginning entry standard match, so something decent.
Single match, I think they have a lot of work to do still.
Well, of course they do. I think they're at least mid-card title worthy.
Yeah.
But, nothing more.
I think if they do split them up again, they need time to develop. Don't rush the product. And WWE, they love rushing everything.
That's true.
Well, that's why I'm not worried about their single career. I'm talking about as far as a team.
As a team?
Yeah, because think about that match. Like, based upon that match, would you go with that match as far as leading up? Because right now, we only got so much matches for WrestleMania right now.
I personally don't think they're going to go that route. I don't think they're going to put, Jay versus them again. I think they're going to be the Vision or something else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Usos versus the Vision, aka Austin Theory and Logan Paul for the tag team titles.
Yeah, that I agree with 100%. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
I cannot see them doing round two. Uso versus.
Oh yeah, like I said, the story is not consistent enough for them to do it, so it would be stupid enough to pull it.
But again, WWE has done the worst stupid shit in the world.
That's true. That is true. But also the thing is, if they are going to try to push it, now's the time to do those stories leading up to WrestleMania. Because the last thing you want to do, yeah, Eric is right. Breaking up tag teams is always a huge mistake. I mean,
significant ones too.
Yes.
Because let's be honest,
there were few tag teams that could step away from a tag team title and do a good job and come back. DX is one of them.
Yeah, but guess what? Triple H and Shawn Michaels were always solo characters before they were tag team.
Hey, good point. Yeah, good point.
Let's be honest. They were both popular by themselves before they were popular as a team.
That's true.
Yeah, you have a good point.
So,
that is true.
You can't consider the NWO too, because the NWO.
Perfect example. Perfect example to what you were sort of talking about, right? Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. We all know who the popular brother was.
Yeah.
We all know who the popular brother was. It was Jeff. Clear as day. Hold on.
But what about Edge and Christian?
Say it again.
What about Edge and Christian? They were very good as a
Yeah, they're very good. They were good as a tag team. Edge was more popular.
Yeah.
Edge was more popular. But I will say that Christian, because when Christian got out of WWE and went out a different market, it wasn't the fact that Christian wasn't good. It was the fact that Christian just wasn't pushed. Because he could have been just as good and as manipulative as Edge. I wouldn't say he would be higher, but yeah, it would be.
When Christian stepped away from WWE, he took a little break, if you guys remember.
Yeah, because he really wanted to. Because pretty much he took this up more serious because he wanted to go prove himself. So yeah, he did.
That's the only thing. When I met him in Comic-Con and I asked him, "Are you getting back in the ring?" He goes, "I don't think so anytime soon because I do need a little break for my body."
Right.
So he did need a break, and obviously, WWE back then did not give breaks to anybody.
True. That's true.
Right.
It was like they're going to work you to death, to you're in your grave. Simple as that.
Pretty much.
Literally.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're looking at teams, is like again, certain teams. Like again, Jeff, he had the whole package, even while in a tag team, he had the whole package to move forward. The only thing that was slowing down his package was A, himself within his injuries, B, his life problems that he was dealing with early on, and any other wrestling politics that were sort of not making him the champion. Because I ain't gonna lie, remember the few moments when he actually won the world title and then lose it the same night, I think, or the
that's
thing
true.
after? Like, you can't tell me that the most populous guy, and yet you're trying to tell me you're gonna rub him off with a short run? Like, what? Y'all wouldn't do this shit with Sean?
That's true.
Yeah, so yeah, that was just a bunch of BS. How it's like one moment it's all about popularity, and next moment now you want to make it about something else. I'm like,
Yeah, that's true. That's
like, which one are you gonna angle off of? Because Jeff pretty much has the whole package. So, but at least with Matt had to find himself, right? Just like Christian had to leave, work his style up, and then eventually now he made the big pop, and now he's just as equally popular than his brother. Right? It took him a minute, but he found his angle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing. It's like a lot of tag teams can probably be good, but a lot of them, most of the times, one of the other has to find their angle to be popular or as equally popular than their tag team partner that's already popular enough.
That's true.
Right? Same thing with the Street Profits, right? It's like Montez Ford is the most popular of the two. Yeah, and the tag team are not so much. So those are always the detriments of breaking up tag teams sometimes. It's like if one of them is more popular than the other, you're leaving the other one to be a sore thumb, and then they fall through the cracks, and it's like, well, sorry, we have to let you go because you just suck.
Marty Jannetty, for example.
All right. So so that's what I'm gonna put on that for the whole point of, on that point of notion of with the Jay Uso attack. I hope they get that figured out and since then. I can only imagine where they're gonna go with that story. But let's get into WWE Elimination Chamber. Let's get into this whole notion, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we pretty much had the first match of the night was the Women's Elimination Chambers match, and it was Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiani James, and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, of course, we all know Rhea Ripley won, which to a lot of us was a massive surprise.
Yes.
I did not see this coming, but
who did I pick? I'm trying to remember who I picked to win it.
It was very interesting. But one of the things I will sit here and say is first and foremost, decent credit to Kiani James because I thought she was going to be the squash, like the easy squash, but she did pretty decent in the match, even though she's not up there in comparable to all the other women, but she did pretty good. But working everything down up, right? So, pretty much the start of the match was Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James. So already in people's minds, for most people that thought Tiffany was going to win, which, like myself, it was funny because Tiffany was starting the match, and yet she worked all the way until towards the end, and then she's the one that gets, trump carded. So it's pretty interesting. But, so we start off with Tiffany, we went to Kiana James, eventually we bring in Asuka as the next person in. Then after that, it was Alexa Bliss. Then it was Rhea. Then Alexa got eliminated by Kiana James after Asuka spit the mist in her face. Raquel came in last. And, this whole match went left after Raquel came in here because she was, dropping bodies left and right. And it was so bad because it was so interesting because I didn't even hear this, right, at the time. But if you actually go listen back when Raquel got eliminated, a lot of the fans were booing like crazy because they actually wanted her to win. They actually wanted her to win. Eric, we all know WWE's run for Matt Hardy as a heel was very horrible. Respectfully. It was very horrible. But, yeah. They were some mad boos. A lot of the fans really wanted Raquel to win. That's very interesting because
that's saying something also.
Well, yeah, because once again, the fans spoken again. They're ready for Raquel to really be world champion.
Yeah.
So it goes to tell you, like, dog, with all the time, because I think a lot of people knew, like, Raquel was always meant to be a champion eventually. Granted, yeah,
Exactly.
thanks to all their injuries with her skin condition and everything, that's been the main thing that's been holding her back. Anything else, nothing really hold her back. It's always been, the skepticism of the politics in WWE or just that injury of her skin condition. Other than that, she's been ready to go. And people, by the fans, are ready to see her as champion. Now, again, I think the only reason, like so far as I heard, is WWE's more keeping her around the world title picture on Raw. So we could see her eventually split up from Judgment Day and from Liv Morgan, possibly. It all depends on how they work that story. They work that story out.
Exactly.
But yeah, but it would be interesting because because honestly, seeing Rockwell versus Jade Cargill, two big, tall, behemoth ladies going at it and duking it out, I would actually love to see that match. I mean, granted, I understand for the sense of tickets and everything else, it may not be the ideal match, but I would love to see that match. But would you guys, what is your thoughts on that match for the first match of WWE Elimination Chamber? Peter?
I think they could have done it in a different direction, a better direction. I think it was just yes, I did not expect the winner to be the winner. I expect somebody else. But like I said to Wada last night with oh man, what's her name? Who won the match?
Rhea
Rhea
Ripley?
Ripley.
Ripley, thank you. I think her popularity is starting to fade out because, like Wally said on the phone yesterday, they overused her. I'm bored seeing her now. It's time for some another woman to take her place.
I mean, Raquel Rodriguez will be that. That could have been her moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're using this as an opportunity to springboard Raquel over Rhea. If they feel like that she has what it takes. If the fans' reaction, because I saw some reaction just to watch it completely, and from what I saw and from the fans' reaction, maybe that's their way to say, you know what, let's see if we could build something with Raquel between now and WrestleMania. Maybe we can get her to springboard over Rhea. Give her that shot. Give her that opportunity. And let's see what she can do. Because sometimes the best thing for a lot of wrestlers, and if you see them with the promise, sometimes you just want to sit back and say, okay. And like you said, Peter, they do a really bad job in rushing a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, hopefully, someone would say, no, let's take our time. Let's do it slowly. Let's take our time. Let's pace it. And when the moment comes, and when they see what could be the right moment to do this, maybe you know what? Let's springboard her over on WrestleMania. Let's have her go over Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and let's see what happens there, and see where that goes from that point forward. Maybe she might be able to handle it. Maybe she might be better than we expect. But there are times when the WWE have had issues and have had problems holding certain wrestlers back who've never had that opportunity. And we talked about that last week when we were talking about LA Knight. And we're probably going to go back into that same story when we talk about the men's elimination chamber. Because that has always been the issue with the WWE. You have wrestlers in the waiting. All they want is that one moment, that one opportunity. And this could be it for Raquel. And hopefully for Triple H or for whomever that's going over things, maybe, hopefully they'll look at the reaction to the fans in Chicago and say, maybe we need to push her. Maybe we need to give her that opportunity. Maybe we could build something between the two from now till WrestleMania, and then maybe we can give her that opportunity to shoot over Rhea, and let's go from there. I hope they do that. I really do.
I mean, they already know. They heard it them damn self, but that's my thing. they can hear it. This is where I say this is the wrestling politics stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think politics has destroyed a lot of careers, a lot of good storylines,
It
and
did.
it still hurts us. Obviously, Triple H made his career around politics.
Ugh.
He's not going to say, you know what? Let's get rid
Fuck
of this
it.
bullshit. He's not going to say that
No.
because
he-
he was the one who was the game. One of his nicknames was the game.
The game.
He knows how to play the politics more than anybody.
Yep.
He fucked himself Pookie style into
The
the
McMahon
company.
family. And into the McMahon family.
That's why I call him Pookie.
Yeah. Seriously. Who thought about, I mean, whoever would have thought getting with Stephanie McMahon would put you in the most cushy, the most comfortable position in the WWE?
Yeah.
That's the question we're asking right now.
Yeah.
Name any other company, I don't care if it's wrestling or not, that one of the workers banged the boss's daughter and was okay with it and became the most powerful person in the company now.
Exactly.
In real life, I'm not talking about a fiction. Because a lot of us thought this was fiction at one time. Remember?
Yeah.
We thought it was fake. It was like, oh, this couldn't fucking happen. It's a storyline. It just came out. I'm like, oh, he's really banging the boss's daughter. You'd be fired in real life. That happened.
Exactly. Or worse.
Or chop your dick off.
Mm-hmm.
But it did. Whatever the circumstance is, it is. But my point is trying to get to, he's not going to get rid of the politics. And it still hurts a lot of careers.
Well, yeah, of course you're not going to get rid of the politics. I mean, again, what is the politics we're talking about? The politics of being a Paul Heyman guy, the politics of being a Triple H guy, the politics of being a Vince guy. It's just, or gal, for that matter. That is the politics. Certain people have certain leaders because you are favored amongst everybody else. It's just the truth.
Maven said on his channel, Triple H has not changed one bit over the years.
I can believe
I can
that.
tell you something.
I can believe that.
But he's not in the company to know that for a fact either.
But he still knows people within the company.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's always able to get the inside dirt.
Yeah, and then let's be honest. I'm got to be close to you to see that you're still the same scumbag.
That's
Like-
true. I mean, because here's the thing people forget. When you look at the politics, like you were talking about, guys, perfect example. The Clique. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. Then, of course, I think you had X-Pac. I think X-Pac was maybe part of that group as well. Road
Oh, the
Dogg.
Clique.
The Clique.
Yeah, I think no, because actually, yeah, Scott Hall wasn't a part of that. I don't think so. Scott Hall was DX at that time.
No. Before Hall and Nash left to go to WCW. Back in
Are
the
you talking about
day.
the Clique, dude?
They were part of the Clique. I think they were part of the Clique.
I know
Okay, that
H
must
was
be
in there.
okay. That's
HBK, Kevin Nash, and
Hall.
Xbox.
I thought Hall was part of that group too.
I think you're right.
yeah, no, Hall. Oh yeah, if Kevin was there, then more likely Hall was there.
Yeah.
Because the Clique, yeah, but I don't think so. But I know, Xbox, I believe, yeah, but I don't think so. Sean and Triple H were Clique. Granted, I don't know if that's way ahead of me. That's way ahead of me, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, because
Eric, can you in the chat remind us who was in the Clique? Because I'm having a brain fart, dude.
No, I know it was them. I just don't know if Sean was in there. Because I know there was some Scott Hall versus Sean moments, so that's what I'm trying to make sure.
And then there was also the BSK.
Okay, I actually found it. Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Triple H, and Sean
X
Wallman.
Pac. That's X Pac.
Yeah,
X-Pac,
Shawn
okay.
Michaels Xbox. Yeah.
I didn't remember his real name, and he says here, I think I miss
Oh shit.
really.
This guy. I swear.
Oh, yo, Eric, for real.
Oh my gosh. I swear.
And then, of course, you had the BSK, Undertaker, and basically a good number of the Samoans. Umaga, I think, was part of that group. I think it
He
was
was.
Umaga. And who else? Rikishi. There were a couple of people part of BSK. Like, you had these groups in the locker room that almost basically had a say of what went down or what could go down, what couldn't go down. You know? And also some of these groups within the locker room and their proximity to the powers that be. And I think once, because I remember the storyline when, you know, Triple H and Stephanie got married, you know, Triple H stealing Tess's fiance and marrying her. So people thought that was all great story writing. And like you said, Peter, when they found out it was real, you're sitting there like, wait, say it again? That really did happen?
Yeah, you kind of did a double look, like, what the fuck is going on here? And the drive, like, come on, getting married in Vegas with a drive-through, and she was like,
Honestly, that happens. You'd be surprised how often that happens in Vegas. Trust me.
seriously?
Yes. You've never been to Vegas?
No, I never been to Vegas. to be
Oh
honest
my
with
God, bro. You'd be surprised how many chapels where you can just drive in, get married, and you're done. I know someone, I actually have a friend who did that. A friend of mine actually did that a long time back. And it was shocking when we all found out. It was like, no way. And
No, I know you the drive-through, shoppers and all that stuff. You can get married in like minutes, but come on, she was like passed out, and he saw that, and you go, that part that cannot be. You tell me if that happens in Vegas and a woman passed out and marrying him.
no, not like that. But I'm just saying.
That's
like,
what I'm
drive-up
saying.
chapels and everything else.
But real quick, guys, let's get back to this a little bit. But now with the whole thing with Rhea winning, right? We all know there's a lot of social media drama between Rhea and Jade Cargill that started spewing up. Some saying that this was a work. Some say this was a legitimate shot. It's all haywire around the board. But let me read to you what I digged up as far as based upon the criticism right now, as far as what people are talking about, right? So PW insiders talked about the whole Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley situation, and this is what they say. Jade Cargill has been criticized by a number of talents for how she rubs others the wrong way, and that when the back and forth with Rhea began, it wasn't hard for others to want to jump in and voice their opinions. They cited this wasn't the first time Cargill has upset others with how she conducts herself and intimidated that when there were reports about Cargill being hurt last year, the real reason she disappeared and spent time in the PC, aka the Performance Center, was that to let personal issues going on at the time subside. Okay. Another source tried to downplay the situation, but later admitted that they expect management would step in and speak to Cargill about her relationship with the locker room. The source noted that everyone in the locker room has been happy to do whatever they need to do to get Cargill over, but that the respect they show her doesn't often feels requited. They described it as Cargo coming off insecure, air quotes, when she shouldn't have any reason to feel that way. So, with that understanding and all that, and if you know of the pretty much the drama post of with Drake Cargo, pretty much when Rhea and Jade went back and forth with each other, because Rhea talked about all that talk that Jade was talking. Now you got a real challenger, and Jade was like, girl, please keep crying to keep crying to the writing team, to people in the back, to try to get to wherever you want to get to. And Rhea was like, "Oh, you want to go there?" And all that stuff. But I sort of do find this a little bit strange, but at the same time very interesting in detail, because especially that back and forth shot, I'm like, is there something there, or is this just like sort of forced in more ways than one? Because I look at it and I just be like, yeah, you can't make this up to me.
No, it sounds legit. It sounds legitimate, but also at the same time, it sounds like there's more to it, but they're not going to put it all out there.
I don't know, because right now I say it like this, right? When you throw out a point that you're talking to creative on a daily, it's sort of that is a very heavy allegation.
Yeah. Now you're putting other individuals into a situation that they had nothing to do with.
Right, because let's be honest, on the back door in, when Jay says that, let's be real. Rhea, you've been in the spotlight too long. Even
Way
when
too
it
long.
should have been dead a long time ago. Like that Liv versus Rhea, like work was so long, it was like, I'm so done with this shit. Like, I don't care no more. Get this out of my face. Do something brand new. Find a new trick. And so when they point that out, I'm like, that's heavy. But at the same notion, I'll also sit here and say, I do also see some skepticism where I could see this as Jade also being insecure. And why? Because think about all the many plays that have been shot at her. Naomi threw the shot saying, "You've been riding Bianca's coattail ever since you got here." And you're using her as your stepping stool just to get up top and use her shyness to build you up, when in reality you ain't really that special. And now you're thinking about all the other things, and all the other things of that nature. Then it's like, oh, the moments where she's looking pretty rough around the edges, things that almost anytime anyone points out just the rough edging of her skill set and everything else of that nature and everything,
Right.
it's like it's a constant reminder of just
How'd you get here?
poking. And it's like, damn, it sort of breeds an insecurity possibly in her head, because like she works so hard to be where she at, right?
Right.
And it's like, damn, it's like, here I am, I got the big tops, supposedly, right? The big tops. And it's like every single time, no matter what I do, I'm always gonna be deemed for something. Someone's gonna say whatever. It's like, I can't, hey, I was somewhere else before I got here.
Right.
And I had to work my way here. I earned my spot here. And now you want to sit and say, oh, I'm over here working on someone's coattails, or, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah, it's like she's trying to say, like, listen, I proved myself already. Went to the schools,
Yeah, she
did
put
the
her time
training.
in, bro.
Say again?
She put her time in. She put
Yeah,
her,
and what it is, it's like, even though she put her time in, you still have some wrestlers treating her like she's some greenhorn. Like, you're
Right.
new to this. How the
Right.
hell am I new to this? I've been doing this for the last X number of years. Oh, I'm new to this promotion. That doesn't mean I'm new to this business. And it sounds like some of them are treating her like, you're some greenhorn. You're new to this. What the hell? You got to earn your keep. And she already did earn her keep. And they feel like, well, whatever you did at whatever promotion before this, that shit don't count. That don't mean anything here.
But it does.
Exactly. But I think that's why Jade has that insecurity. They're making her feel like that she could be doing everything right, and it's still not good enough.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, because I did see something, and I want to point this out. Right? Hold on, let me share this on the screen because this was very telling when I saw this, and I'm like, yeah, this is why this title run has just been abysmal. So as you guys can see this picture, right? Jade
Yep.
Cargill as the WWE Women's Champion. 124 days, one title defense, 99 locker room conflicts, 999 poses. Oh, this is trolling. This is a meme from nowhere. Like this is a meme out of memes.
Yo, that's
And
savage as yeah, that's savage as fuck for
and
real.
so when you look at this, it's like, and again, if she is feeling that way, like people downplaying her, downplaying what she's done and what she built for herself as far as a wrestler, trying to really be something. Again, I'm starting to ask myself this: if she's being sabotaged in a way where WWE is sort of making her look bad, only to create pressure, but pressure that's not warranted, meaning pressure that's not even known. It's like it's off script, but they're not letting her know that it's supposed to be on script. Just to get her natural reaction.
Yeah.
With a horrible, representation overall.
Yeah, I think it is. And sometimes you want everything to look so authentic on screen in the ring that you would do this type of nonsense behind scenes, outside the ring, to where the animosity is so authentic that the people involved won't even realize that they're being played. And whoever it is that's pushing the buttons says, you know what, it's good for business, so let's keep doing it.
That's what matters, money.
Yeah. Because I think what it is that you want that authenticity of the animosity, the dislike, the bad blood between two particular wrestlers, that sometimes anything that's going on in the ring, you're allowing it to continue outside of the ring. And that sometimes works, but at the same time, it can backfire.
Multiple times it's been backfired.
So
it's backfired, bro.
Say again?
Think about how many times that has backfired in people's faces. A storyline that did not work by work in backstage. They're cool friends. Oh man, we work together. And when they're in the ring,
yeah.
Think of how many times that happened.
I can think of a few. Yeah.
But here's one question I did want to throw to you about this a little bit. And this is more so morally on Jade at this point. Because I heard this question flourishing around, or even thought process, and that's this. Do you think when WWE got Jade, do you think it would have been better if she was sent to NXT versus being sent to the main roster? I'm telling you what you got.
Damn, that's a hard one.
Yeah. We wanted to go down to NXT. It's like on one side, maybe some time at NXT could have done her some good to get to be comfortable around how things are done with the WWE compared to where she was at before. But at the same time, that can still be seen as yet again another slight to where she earned her stripes in another promotion, and now you're sending her to NXT to earn her stripes. You see what I mean?
No, I see what you mean, but a lot of people that earned their stripes, they all went through NXT too, for most of them.
And that could be the reason why.
And just to be fair, very quick, most of them didn't even need to. Now, granted, the ones that did went there, it in a lot of senses, it actually helped other wrestlers that weren't even, signed on a contract yet, which can help their popularity by being around those guys.
Right.
Because again, did Shinsuke Nakamura needed to be in NXT? Not really. Did Samoa Joe needed to be there? Not really.
No.
Did Finn Balor needed to be there? Not really.
No.
Most of these guys didn't need to be there, but they were.
But there are a lot of wrestlers that are coming in now. They're not even going to NXT. They're going straight to the main roster.
No, yeah, but my thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think and consider this, though, right? Some of them that are going there, some of them are going there just to help others. Some of them are going there just because they just want to fill things out as far as just finding their more niche. Like, again, Blake Monroe, she didn't need to go to NXT. She did that because she's playing the long game with that. She wanted to build her name. She chose that route. She could just went to the main roster. Same thing with Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry technically doesn't need to go to NXT. Could have went to the main roster, but he chose that one. He chose to go NXT. Okay. So I just think, honestly, just because you had, and that's my thing, it's just like sort of like a thing. What did Eric say? Eric says NXT is a glorified farm promotion. Well, you know what, Eric?
Really?
No, I'm gonna say this. The thing is, he's right though. No, honestly, he is right. It is a glorified farm promotion, and the reason why I say this is because, let's be real. It's either A, you're farming talent for yourself, or you're farming it for somebody else because you ain't gonna sign them and someone else gonna pick them up. Either which way. So yeah, Eric is right. He's right. He's right.
I mean, if you think about before NXT, who did WWE have? They had OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, and I think they had FCW as well, Florida Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
And don't forget, before that, they also worked with ECW, and they recruited those guys at some point too.
That's true. That's right.
Well, you're right.
And people don't know that usually.
That's right.
So
that is right. Because
that's my thing. So for me, looking at the whole thing with Jade right now is like, again, I don't know if this is like systematically being played on her in her head or anything, or if it's a work or it's a work and it's a shot at the same time, because it could be a work. It could have started as a work and then, the shots just got too real, however it is. We're not going to know because WWE may be, trying to keep it hush hush, however it is. But curiosity killed the cat, I guess. You know what they say?
Yeah.
And because the whole situation is just very, meticulous. Because again, shots fired, exactly. Because let's be honest, like,
wait,
saying
one more shot.
that.
I said one, not four. Damn.
Well, you're gonna get multiple ones. You just
I can't do it.
You're the whole clip. You're gonna get the whole
Listen,
clip, man.
I have to empty it. When I load it, I gotta empty it.
But yeah,
It's like blowing your load, bro.
you can go there with that one. Okay, but look,
You can ask Triple H for that.
no, I'm not gonna ask him for that. His wife can ask him for that.
Well, I was told she's like what is that word I'm looking for? Where is that word for? Oh, like the Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh shit.
I would like to know. I didn't say that.
I think it was Jericho who said that. Chris Jericho.
Oh, that's right. People forget Jericho grew up on Long Island. That's right.
At least Jericho said it. Lord have mercy.
Oh wow.
Hey,
But
like she said, you better swallow, don't spit.
I'm not starting with you. I'm not
I got, dude, I'm a chef. I got jokes all day.
Oh wow.
Next thing you know, you're gonna tell them, "Hey, make sure you blow before you motherfucking consume." Like the hell?
No, usually I tell people, you shouldn't have been swallowed because the condom broke and your dad didn't move fast enough.
Oh, pull-out game sucked.
Yep, and it ran one of them.
Oh man.
One of these days.
Wow.
One of these days. Okay.
Wow.
I think I got it out of my system.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
now.
it's gonna be interesting to see how this situation goes with Jade and which direction it goes between now and WrestleMania. Because, like I said, I think this is like, I mean,
Well, hey, later behind the show, we can definitely look at the highlights because, of course, there's definitely going to be because today's SmackDown, so they just got done actually, but the highlights are going to be crazy depending on what they look like. But let's go for a little bit further because right now, of course, we know at around that same match after that it was AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the IC title for the women's IC title. AJ won by submission, which honestly, I ain't got nothing for that. I don't care. It was like, it's whatever. Okay, and then of course the World Heavyweight Champion match, which was CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Of course, CM Punk retained. I can care less about that as well. But let's swerve this way.
And what it is,
Here's one thing I do want to talk about, and this is the one that pissed me off the most. Oh my god! On Raw, the literally the talk for talk matchup between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I'm sorry.
I saw that.
I want to put my foot up on one of y'all writers' ass.
I saw that one. I don't know. You know what? I think that was ad-libbed. I wouldn't be surprised if that was ad-libbed because the reaction of Roman's face said it all. He literally looked at him like,
"Person, believe me."
The fuck? Did you fucking say what I think you just said? Like, he looked at him.
In real life, if you put if you put any of my loved ones' names in your mouth, you're not going to be eating your teeth out. You're going to be in the grave.
Look, let me break it down, right? Because this is by far crazy work. This is some crazy stuff. Roman literally gave him the play-by-play how we're going to do this. I'm going to beat you for this title. We're going to have you keep...
Damn, Eric, for real?
Actually, I give Eric a little credit here. Because the other day is the first time he watched SmackDown in a long time.
Okay.
Oh, please explain yourself how I'm being a negative Nancy. Please explain. Please explain.
Eric, if you can, you should come up to the chat, man. For real.
He ain't gonna come up on the panel. But with that said, Roman Reigns pretty much came in and told CM Punk, I'm going to beat you for this title. We're going to have you, go out back to NXT, work with the little kids and build them up so I can smash them too. Then we're going to send you on a retirement tour like John Cena, and we're going to send you packing, and we'll do better without you. And after he was about to drop off and swerve back out and leave. CM Punk's like, whoa, what do you think you got? You think you can just talk to me and then walk away? No. Let me tell you what I think. What I think is this, that, and the third, blase, and guess what? He throws the nail in the coffin and says, when it's all said and done, you stand alone. But don't worry, when I beat you at WrestleMania, you won't stand alone by yourself no more. Because when I'm done with you, I'm going to bury you next to your father. I was like...
yeah.
That is hitting low below the belt.
I'm sorry.
You saw the look on Roman's face, like, and he melted.
The moment he did that, I'm thinking to myself, Roman, if you don't go out that ring and beat CM Punk's ass, what's wrong with you?
I'm thinking like, Joe, you need to go out there, beat his ass, curse him out in Italian and Samoan at the same time. Like, he was...
I'm like...
That sounded
I don't know if this was like, again, this could have been, re-engineered, however. But I'm telling you right now, there's no way in hell you're telling me I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to make Roman look like a bitch in the spotlight on the TV. No way. If it was me, if I'm writing it, trust and believe me, I would probably give him that moment of just that shock factor. Only for him to wake up, get out that ring, beat CM Punk's ass, and then beat him all through the dang ring. If security come, beat the security, I'm talking about chair slam everybody, spear CM Punk, pick up that mic again and tell CM Punk, when I'm done with you at WrestleMania, I'll make sure I bury you next to your dog Larry.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's going.
You had to bring up the dog. You had to bring up Larry.
I'll go point for point. You want to go there? You want to go there? Hey, look, I'll try to be nice at first. See,
I know how we all know how
line,
CM Punk feels about
cross
Larry.
the
We all
line.
know that. We all know how he feels
burying
about
your
Larry.
ass next to your damn dead dog. They look. One thing for sure is my number one question based upon that. Number one, do they have to raise the stakes now for this match between Roman Reigns and CM Punk?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They have to raise the stakes. I'm talking like last man standing, I quit match, something of that nature. They have to raise the stakes.
No. When's the last time they had a Hell in a Cell?
Oh God.
Long ass time. I think it's a long time. So yeah, they have to raise the bar somewhere.
This is going to be a Hell in a Cell match.
They have to raise the bar somewhere.
This is going to be a Hell in a Cell match.
It has to be now.
Yeah.
But again, we just said it before. They don't always do what's right for business.
Even when they think they do.
True. But this is damn. This is definitely a Hell in a Cell match. The look you saw on Roman's face said it all. And when
I'm sorry, Eric. I don't know who that is.
You know what?
I don't know who that is.
Let's just say she's famous. She's a politician that bragged about killing her dog.
And yeah, that's right there. I don't know who it is.
Google it, bro. Come on now.
I don't care for politicians. You think I care for that? Stop channeling. Like I don't care who that is. Politicians. Oh, like I follow politicians.
But this is going to be a Hell in a Cell match. Plain and simple. This is definitely going to be a Hell in a Cell match, and it will work too. It would work between these two.
It needs to be some type of high form stake match. Because I need this to be a standing ovation. I need this to be blood and gorge. I need this to really look nasty.
Yeah. This is definitely gonna be a Hell in a Cell match. But like I said,
well, even a street fight will be good too.
They haven't had a very street. They haven't had a street fight in I don't know how long.
Well, they better pop up something because this has to be high stakes.
Either street fight or Hell in a Cell, but I think this is gonna be Hell in a Cell.
Well, yeah, like I said, they need high stakes for this.
Yeah,
high stakes.
That was like, yo, I saw the
telling
highlights.
That and saying, "I'm gonna bury you next to your father,"
and he walked off and just like it was nothing. I'm still like,
nah, man, nah, that they ain't no way in hell. They ain't no way in hell.
I was like, ooh.
They ain't no way in hell.
That came straight out of left field. I was like, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
There'll be no way. There'll be no way. There'll be no way. I would have if I was Roman, I would have beat him and just told him straight up, "You gotta bury me against my father. You better hope you win, because I'll definitely bury you against your dog."
But oh man,
See, I think Eric's wrong here. I don't think they're gonna do a quit match.
I ain't gonna lie though, but I would love it though. Think about it. You're talking about prides here. What's more meaningful when you make someone quit? I love it. Rip it right out of their coattails. Someone's gonna have to do it.
Or what was it? The other one that they usually do sometimes. The 3 fall count.
Oh, you mean 2 out of 3 falls count?
Oh,
right?
best out of 3.
Yeah,
It has to be a unique match to make this work because they already crossed the line.
Oh, of course.
There were matches I remember. They used to have one match. I think it was basically fall counts anywhere, no submission, no countouts, no disqualifications. It was just like the only way you can beat them, you got to pin them, but do what you got to do. You can do whatever you want. But the
or they can go for an Iron Man match. They haven't used that in a long time. 30-minute Iron Man match.
Wow.
Damn.
A 60-minute Iron Man match?
I don't think so they're gonna do an hour of that rather than of them two going at it with each other.
No, because they're strict about time limits now.
Yeah.
But again, look what happened with was it Unreal? They were saying a minute and a half over.
Yeah. So definitely, there has to be more high. Hopefully, there's going to be a high stakes for those matches.
It's gonna
I
be
just
Hell in
hope
a Cell.
they have to. They have to be high stakes for that match.
It's gonna be Hell in a Cell, I think. Can you imagine that? And it's gonna be in Vegas, and WrestleMania's in Vegas this year.
Again, like last year.
It did better. They did real good in Vegas. They did real
Oh, no,
good.
It did. All right, so let's move on to the last part of this Elimination Chambers for the men. As we all know, we had LA Knight, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Logan Paul, with Randy Orton being the winner of the Elimination Chamber. Now, of course, we all know how this all became because, of course, the small tit for tat moments of when the cage was open, right? We all eventually see the masked wonder himself, the masked assassin, Seth Rollins. They eventually align that picture still. They let him curse stomp Logan Paul, let him get picked by Cody, and we all know how this all plays out, right? So we get him back. We know for sure he's back into the fold, and he should be on good terms within health-wise, ready for WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Then, but as we all know, right, in that same match, in that same moment of the cage being left open, what happened? We got Drew coming in there again, beating up Cody Rhodes, stopping him from winning. Randy helped out for a moment, even though it looked like he wasn't. But for a moment, he picked himself up. He got up, RKO'd Drew. Cody, did his finisher, only for Randy to catch Cody right then and there, just the same way Cody did the freaking Sami Zayn, dropped them 1, 2, 3, he wins. Now with the story looking like right now currently, Randy versus Drew, even though I don't know what the new news is because, of course, SmackDown could be different because we know tonight it'll supposed to be Drew versus Cody Rhodes for the title, and Lord knows if Cody wins the title, you may as well just throw it all away from me. Throw it all away. But I thought you were going to bring some news. That's why I still paused. I swear, I thought you were about to bring some news. I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm like, but just ring that bell and that's it. I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, you're not going to say nothing? Okay.
You just made the list.
Bleep the list. Bleep that list. But, yeah, so, yeah, I swear, if they change the hands, because right now, WWE has been angling a point where it could be a triple threat match. It could be a fatal four-way. And honestly, I just don't want, like, if it's a triple threat match, fine. Let it be freaking, Jacob Fatu in it. Fine. I have no problem with that. Let it be the case. But Lord knows, if you make it with freaking Cody, I'm pretty much done. Like, you can just miss the bullshit. I don't want no parts. I just don't want no parts. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of seeing Cody.
I think everybody's sick and tired of Cody at this point, dude.
And let's get one thing clear, ladies and gentlemen. When I say I'm sick and tired of seeing Cody, I'm not sick and tired of seeing Cody as far as Cody, but I'm sick and tired of seeing Cody within the standard smush of what he has developed within his time of being back in WWE. His runs, everything that he does is just not workable for me. It's just not entertaining. It's not genuine for me. It's like, hey, get this shit out of here. Like, just get this mess out of here. It was just pointless.
I'm not surprised that Randy won. I said, don't be surprised if Randy wins it. I called it. But the one thing I'm still frustrated about, and I know we talked about it last week, is LA Knight. When is he going to get his opportunity? When is he going to get his break? When is he going to get that chance to really become a main eventer? When is he going to have an opportunity to win some gold? And it seems like, and Peter said it best, it seems like they find a way to hold him back for too long, and they just like, yo, fuck it, I'm done. And I think that, and I don't want to see that happen with LA Knight because he's what, 42, 43? This is his only shot. This is his only shot. And I think the last thing you want is for him to just say, fuck it, I quit. And he's on either AEW, TNA, and he has an opportunity to win some gold over there. Because he never had a chance to really win some gold over here with the WWE. So all I'm hoping for, like I said before, like I said last week, he gets an opportunity. He's long overdue for an opportunity. Now, all the other contenders that you saw in the Elimination Chamber, not counting Randy Orton, not counting Cody Rhodes, they've been there. They've been to the top. Logan Paul, fuck him. It's hard to take him serious sometimes because I feel like he's doing this as a novelty. I feel like he's taking the space for someone that's looking for their big break. And then when you look at the other three guys that competed as well, I feel like they're going to have their opportunities in the near future. But it's like LA Knight is that one that's never had a chance to get to that mountaintop, to get into that position where, thank you. But I feel like LA Knight deserves an opportunity, and he's not getting them. And it's frustrating to see him. You think he's going to get a shot, you think he's going to get a chance, and then that opportunity gets snatched away from him. So, other than that, I mean, that's the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can put it. I mean, if you guys agree with me, say something.
No, I agree 100% because I said it before, I said it again. His abilities are not used to full potential. I think he's a main eventer. I think he's a title holder too. But when are they going to pull the trigger and give him a shot?
Yeah.
You keep pushing the same ones. Cody, Roman Reigns, Usos, and
John
so
Cena
on.
before he retired.
Cena's another good example. All of these guys are being pushed over and over and over. Like, okay, one comes out, they're pulling back into rotation, and same guys always win the titles. Always, always, always. It's now you see new blood coming into it slowly because they have to move up they have to start pushing what's the word? Future talent.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio, for a good example.
Right.
So when are
Damian
you going
Priest.
Damian Priest, I haven't seen his ass in a long time. I don't know if he's even in the company anymore or not.
He is.
No, I know he is. I'm just saying that I haven't seen him in a while. So all these guys, where the hell are they? Why can't you put somebody else? Listen, I'm happy. Randy Orton won the chamber, but he's been in the reigns before to win the title, and he has hold multiple titles.
That is true.
It's like, how many times we're going to acknowledge the same people?
Exactly. And that's nothing against the ones that you already see. It's just that you have individuals who are still waiting for their opportunity, who are still waiting for their shot, and you're not pushing them. Why? Because they don't fit the mold of what you're looking for? they don't fit this criteria on who should be a title holder. Come on now. Like it gets to the point where why have them there? It's like you give them that main event access, but you give them that mid card status at the same time.
Yeah.
And that gets old. That gets old for a lot of wrestlers. And we've seen wrestlers leave a promotion for a period of time or just leave altogether just to move on somewhere else and become household names. We've seen that happen. That's basically what led to the fall of WCW. They had Stone Cold Steve Austin before he was Stone Cold, held him back. You know, they had a lot of other good wrestlers, held them back. You see them go to WWE and they're making a name for themselves, and vice versa. And it sucks that, okay, yes, the only other promotions you have now are AEW and TNA, and both of them combined don't carry the same weight as WWE. But even still, you got guys who are still looking for that opportunity, and you're finding ways to hold them back.
Mm-hmm. I've been saying this for a while.
And it gets old, and it gets tiring. You know, yes, I said I don't be surprised if Randy Orton wins it, and he was, yes, okay. And I remember this someone that I follow on social media, and she's a big wrestling fan. She pointed it out. It's hard to believe that Randy Orton has been doing this for 20 plus years. A lot of us, a good number of us, remember when he was that 19-year-old kid.
Punk
Third-
19-year-old.
Say again?
Punk 19-year-old.
Yeah, 19 years old, third generation. His father and his grandfather were in this business. And I agree, Eric. You got a very valid point. 19 years old, comes out of nowhere, and you see him work up the ranks, fall and come back up, fall, come back up. Okay, cool. Now it's like he's had his opportunity. But now you have someone like LA Knight who came in a little bit later than later into the game. And yet he's still waiting for his shot. And I know it frustrates him when he sees other wrestlers around the same age as him, or maybe a year or two younger, and they're getting those opportunities. They're getting those title shots. And he's still toiling, hoping to get that opportunity, hoping to get that shot. He has everything and all the semantics that works. But for some reason, you treat him like a main eventer, but you give him that mid-card status. And I can tell you, and you can tell he wants to leave, but where's he going to go? And that's what sucks about WCW not being around. Because I think when WCW was around, going up head-to-head against WWE, they forced each other to get better. They forced each other to push their young wrestlers and to try to promote them.
But is that the cause of the simple fact that WCW is not around, or that's the simple cause of no one else is challenging them to really do anything else?
I think it's a combination of both.
Not really.
Really? You still think it's the typical politics in the back, or
No, I wouldn't even say it's the politics right now. Like even to this day, you saying that thanks to the fact that WCW is not around, WWE has no reason to really push their young talent. But that's not the thing. Again, you gotta look at the skeptics of it all, right? WCW is not around because why? Because they got bought out, right?
and they were spending too much money.
Okay, so not smart business moves, and they got bought out. All right.
That management
great.
ended today.
So now, at the end of the day, now look at that. If the reason why WWE were pushing or trying to create more talent to get more viewerships, why? Because they had competition. For a long time, who was WWE's competition after that? No one else.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, TNA became competition to a certain point, but even then, they did some shit, to be honest, and some others. And then that slowed that whole momentum down, and then up, we're back to square one. And then it's like, again, who is their competition? Now we got AEW. Now AEW so far, through some, wiggle room and everything else, but through other viewers that have seen AEW more than me, because I haven't really watched the product like that consistently. A lot of people in the wrestling world that do the rankings and everything else, they're saying that AEW is ahead of WWE by far. Or they're neck and neck, but they're still over them. And let's be honest, even other wrestling corporations are becoming better, even with less money on the table, just as far as just what they're doing. So again, even right now with competition, more than ever than it was yesterday, what's changing WWE to make their stars more popular, more better, more seen as in a better light? What? If no one else is encouraging them, WCW is not going to be the fix neither. So that's my whole point. Like, look at all these other corporations. No one else, no matter how everyone else view them, how you put them in rankings and all that, who you put the wrestlers from top to bottom in listings, no one's changing the visuals of these people. So even with all that put out there, and you equate everything wrapped around the world, people are still saying, WWE still looking at it like, yeah, you guys got some people. You got some entertained people. Yeah, we wanted to sign some of them. I ain't gonna lie. But let's be honest. We all know how this business goes. Some people know how to use them. Others don't. This has been a cautionary tale of, this is the thing. Again, if the whole idea, if the whole business, right, we may say the business of WWE in a broad spectrum, right, is selling wrestling in an entertainment faction for the people. Bullshit. That's not the real business. The real business is selling memories. Because why? Those memories are enticed to people buying tickets, which comes to the live shows, which is television or neither, in a big event, which gets people to constantly do it year in and year out. Because memories sell like wildflower. And that's really what people are buying. If you had to put a price on a ticket and you had to question why you're buying it, think about it. Are you buying the ticket to go to the movies? Or are you buying the ticket but realizing the real business is the popcorn and soda? Or in this case, the food. Because think about it. Go to a movie theater. You look at some of the food that's on there, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? They're charging me how much for a box of candy? Get the fuck out of here. But that's the business. It's not the movie.
Mm-hmm. And he has a good point there. You have a very, very straight point.
Right. So it's the very same way. And trust me, I actually saw someone broke that down when they broke that down to me, because that was very, very high grade information when they did that. Because again, it's like that's what the whole point is. But the reality is, right now, we look at WWE. What are they selling now? So again, that's what I'm saying. What is the competition that they're? The reality is, because if it's just ratings, what? Oh yeah, I mean, the only pressure ratings that they will have to really start kicking up on is the competition that they're. Reality. I don't know where the echo's coming from. Okay, but when you look at that reality, you have to ask yourself, where is the competition coming from? I mean, at this point, the only way you ever hear real the news of competition, ratings. That's the only time really. That's the only time we're like, oh, we didn't hold our end of the bargain. That's the only time they really click up. Think about it. How much times we heard the USA Network and the ratings conversations, and then of course the Netflix deal conversations, and like, oh, how AEW's rating compared to the rest of everyone else. Sound like to me, ratings is the only thing that's keeping people in competitive notion these days. It's not even the talent. Who got the best wrestlers in the business? Because guess what? We can all sit here and say, "Oh, look at the names." These days, the name don't mean shit. What have you done for me lately? And that's pretty much the nail and tell. That's why I say I don't really look at, oh, WCW's gone and oh my God, it's like, that don't change nothing. That don't change nothing. You got all these other companies. Everyone else saying these companies are taking time away from everyone else. So I don't see that as a loss in the whole visual sense of that at all. Because right now, when you look at wrestling in totality, wrestling has become bigger. Someone's playing it better, others playing it smarter, and then others, the cycle. WWE right now, they're in a place of a cycle. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The thing
when
during the Monday Raw, yes, ratings were a thing.
Monday Raw.
But what made them drive more is they actually had real competition against each other.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
They don't see. I'm not saying AEW or TNA is not real competition. I'm not saying that. They don't see them as real competition. But WCW, they saw them as real competition.
So it forced them to work harder to be better.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But like, that's for that time. Even if WCW was still around, would they still be what they are today in this time, competing with them? Maybe they would, because they were the second best thing out there. But again, that's time. I don't know. Because let's be honest. Let's remember one thing. Let's remember these storylines, right? Last time I checked, Stephanie and Sean were right over there in WCW at the point.
Deviation angle.
And
it worked.
If you cycle that consistently and say Sean's still there, depending on how he, his ideas and everything and how he puts it into fruition, does it work later on? Does it build up? Does it does something? I don't know. Again, you never know what can happen. But remember, another key part that you all said about the business, they were also fucking around wasting money. That means you're going to burn yourself out in business. You aren't playing with a full bank. You're not playing with a full deck.
Listen, you don't have a machine to make money. End of the day.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just look around. Like ECW, same thing. They fall because of money. Most of y'all don't have a backup. Vince is a proven name because Vince, Daddy already built everything. And he just kept that thing cycling going, and then it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. It just gets better and better and better. Everybody else on the other end is thriving.
WWE does have a machine to make money.
Right.
Not literally, but expression of speech, of course.
Right.
But I do cut you off 1 second. I just saw something came on my feed about what's going on in SmackDown right now. I guess breaking news. Ron Cena's back.
Who?
Ron Cena. Do you know who Ron Cena is? Yeah. He's
What?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
And to be honest with you, he's moving pretty good actually for an old man. No offense, guys.
I don't know how I'm gonna say offense. I mean, he may be old. That doesn't mean he's moving that old.
I'm talking Anton. It kind of looks like Anton actually now with his shaved head.
Oh wow.
No offense. And yeah, R-Truth looks like Anton living now.
Oh my god.
Look it up, dude. Seriously.
No, I already seen the pic already. I already know what you're talking about. But when you say Ron Cena, I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, never mind.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, other breaking news. Drew won that damn match, kept that title. That means good curtains for fucking Cody Rhodes. Thank goodness. I do not want to hear nothing more about Cody. Mhm. Uh,
Oh God.
but look, I think I hit everything I wanted. Wait, let me see. I think I hit everything I wanted to mention in today's show, honestly, because those were the things that were just peeking around my head at this point with everything. Hold up.
One person I remember hearing about that had to put up with a lot early in his career, The Miz.
Oh, he got shit on big time.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember. I remember hearing a story where he got in trouble. I think it was early in his career. He got in trouble for spilling food into Chris Benoit's locker, not his locker, in his bag, and it was an accident. And Benoit was just like heated, like, like this ain't now. You ain't letting this happen. Told him that he could not be in the locker room anymore. Like for a better part of 6 months, he never got changed in the locker room with everybody else. He always found either a men's room or a storage closet or something to get himself ready. And he
uh,
felt like, and a lot of wrestlers did, he did feel like he was already known because he did that show on MTV, The Real World. And then now he's doing wrestling, and it's like they just felt like he wasn't taking it serious, but he was. And as much as they gave him a hard time, like early in his career, he took it all in stride, and they realized, like, oh, you know what? He's putting in his work. He's putting in a lot of work. He was coming in early to get ready for matches. He was staying late. He was finding ways to get to work on his mic skills, to work on his
Hmm.
on his ring work, and he was able to come to where he is now. So, but he put in the time, he put in the work. I know, damn, for real. So when you hear about like some of the dynamics that goes on in the locker room, you know, I don't know. I laugh at it sometimes. Like, wow,
no,
like,
yeah, for sure,
yeah,
for sure.
it's wild. It's wild when you hear some of these stories, and it's just like, man, that's unreal.
No, yeah, for sure. But look, it's been a good one though, fellas. We are gonna end it off right here though for the show. So, last closing words, Anton, what you got?
All right. Well, Elimination Chamber always is one of those pay-per-views that you look forward to, but also the stories you hear about, competing in the chamber, it you lose a couple of years because of what you have to go through and endure. So while I do like the Elimination Chamber, I hope this is something that they bring out and they start using every now and again, just so it doesn't go stale. I mean, I definitely like the setup and everything, but I'm hoping that this becomes one of those pay per views where you still find a way to keep it, where it's still relevant. And I think after last week, I don't see it losing relevance in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully, all I can say is I'm looking forward to some of the stories that's going to happen between now and WrestleMania. This is the time to start building some stories for some wrestlers that had never got that type of recognition, that never got that type of acknowledgement. Hopefully someone's paying attention and realizing, let's start building some stories for some of these stars. And now the fact that WrestleMania is a 2-day event, you know let's find a way to start to build something up till WrestleMania, and hopefully that will start new stories, new arcs amongst some of the competition, and these are stories that you can find a way to evolve and to add on to between now and hopefully next year. I
Right.
mean, that's the best thing. That's all I can say.
Right, real quick, I do because now that you said it, I do want to voice out this one other extra question, real quick, before Peter, you give your final words. So
Mhm.
simple, yes or no. With everything that had transpired in WWE's Elimination Chamber, has it changed your opinion of what WrestleMania will be? As far as has it raised the bar a little bit for you? Has it kept it the same? Has it still or is it still just no? What's your thoughts on that one?
It raised it a little.
Okay,
It
Peter.
raised it a little because now, because of what happened after Elimination Chamber, the situation that happened between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, it's now like added a whole new dynamic of, oh, this is going to be interesting, and how far is this going to go, and how long are they going to tell this story? So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to, and I'm hoping that the writers don't try too hard to put too much in it,
You go sleep if you want to. I'll wake you up.
or hold back in certain areas,
I'm not lying. I'll wake you up.
but just
Okay.
give the right amount that's going to get people to come back between now and that weekend in April in Vegas.
Right. Peter, what's your thought?
Truth, you're not gonna like my answer. I think it lowered it actually for me
Okay.
because I'm not excited. I think it's gonna put me to sleep, to be honest with you. And I'm glad I don't pay for this because I want to watch it. I'll be like, okay, it's not time. Oh, it's time to wake up. Because don't forget, guys, they lost one of the major writers right now too. We didn't talk about that part either.
Did not
Yeah,
know
I mean,
that.
I didn't bother to bring that up because A, that's a whole another situation, and B, I wanted to see how this was going to change out because there's a lot of things stirring up about the whole creative team. So I didn't want to really.
I agree with you. We shouldn't bring it up till we get all these facts. That's one thing about this network. We always talk about facts. That is correct. I don't want to talk about rumors right now because there are rumors. And yes, WWE is mostly rumors. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With that
I'm just,
situation, I don't want to talk about rumors because I don't want to put a false information and people say, but Spartan Talk said this and this. Let's see. From what I'm saying, only he's not there anymore. So that could be a factor in WrestleMania. I'm not saying it will be. Maybe.
well, yeah, because they did hire someone brand new to take the lead now, as far as the lead of the writers of the team. Actually, let me hold up. Well, give me final thoughts at the same time while I look this up.
So, final thoughts. I think we're going to be in a bad position for a role. Not role. I'm sorry. I apologize. In a WrestleMania, but as Elimination Chamber, I'm a fan doing it once in the blue moon because it doesn't take away from the mystique. Yes, it's still popular. People still love it, but I think people are going to love it more, a lot more when you do it every so often. A big feud, let's say Rock versus Roman, that'd be a good, or maybe they're trying to find a new leader of the tribal chief, or the Samoans being in there, something like that. I will definitely tune into a Roman, Elimination Chamber. I keep saying Roman Rumble, but that's where I think now they're so used to just popping same PPLs over PPL after PPL. They don't put any thoughts into this shit anymore. And these writers suck major dick. They need to do better. They have to do better. They must do better. And I'll leave it there.
Well, With that said, with that with that lovely color commentary in the shadows, late nights, swimming on the deep end. Lord have mercy. But with that said, yes, look. So Road Dogg was the original leader of the creative team, but he's out, and they have someone brand new. And this lovely lady that I see here, thanks to Ringside Roster, officially promoted today. Vice President / lead writer of Monday Night Raw. So honored and excited. This is coming from a tweet by Alex Williams. So Mrs. Williams is the new lead. We'll see how this all works out. And Eric says on his says, screw the writers, and that's my final thoughts.
See, here's the thing. I'm not gonna butcher this woman WrestleMania because she's coming into the mess right now. Can we agree on that?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah,
of course not,
I'm
right?
gonna give her a full year because it takes you a while to dig out this mess, take the old baggage out, and trying to fix all these problems. Whoever is not coming, starting a storyline and not finishing. The Rock's a good example. It's a lot. That's the issue I always have. You start something, you don't finish it. Be a man and finish it.
Or in this case, a woman.
I'm saying Triple H right now.
Yeah, the guy that's supposed to oversee everything and motherfucking be like, yeah.
Again, we talked about it as well. Yeah, pretty low. That's the only reason why he got a job there.
Yeah.
We're a small dick.
Look, we're not talking about people's purses, okay? Lord have mercy.
David will be literally crying right now. It was here. And he's gonna bring your favorite boy up, Vegeta, up for this.
This is not anime talk.
Oh man!
My point is trying to get to Wally. Yes, he's not. It doesn't matter how small his junk is. But my point is trying to get to is
leave the coin purse alone, okay?
Listen, it's not my fault. He fucking married a piggy bank.
Why do you think I keep saying
aside, I am a big fan of Triple H. I'm just busting his balls.
Oh, we all know. Why do you think I'm saying what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I love Triple H as a wrestler. He was my favorite wrestler. I'm not denying that. The Attitude Era, I think he destroyed it. I'm just busting balls.
Yeah.
But as creative, something's going on behind the scenes. We don't know. I'm not saying it's 100% Triple H's fault, to be honest with you.
Even though he controls creative.
Something else. I'm sorry?
Even though he controls creative and leads it.
Maybe something else that we don't know is going on.
Maybe.
Because he did NXT very well.
Right, but guess what? No one ain't stopping him from controlling what's going on in WWE right now. TKO's not.
Yep.
They said how much time TKO come out and said, hey, we're not doing nothing. We're letting Triple H run all of this. We're just making sure everything looks right. But with that said, my final thoughts is, look, for me, based on my own question that I asked, this has bumped it up for sure. I honestly, I hope y'all cinched in where Roman Reigns and CM Punk do punch the living daylights out of each other. And then Roman Reigns spears CM Punk and motherfucking have him sitting on the ground waddling in his tears. I'm so serious. I hope y'all eventually cinch that in. Y'all better cinch that in. And as far as everything else going on, and look, I'm gonna definitely have to see the SmackDown highlights because, of course, I didn't watch the show yet. So I am going to hope that whatever happens with Rhea and Jade, it's like, yeah, it gives me that, yeah, it gives me that energy. Because if it doesn't, yeah.
Shut
But
your
other than
damn
that,
mouth.
I hope you guys have a great day. Now, go ahead. What the freak did you say?
Shut your damn mouth.
Oh, Lord. All right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope y'all have a great day. Hopefully, y'all enjoy the show. Remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. and drop your comments in the comment sections after this show is over with and you rewatch the show, if anything, and give us your thoughts on tonight's show as far as the topics that we thought about and what do you think is going on with the further stuff going on within WWE overall as far as what's leading up to WrestleMania. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for tuning on in. We'll see you guys till next time. And before we go, I forgot. Let's talk about these next upcoming shows for the channel. Yes, tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be talking about who was. Okay, sorry. I believe it is supposed to be who is the strongest Spider-Man. Y'all pay y'all time into there. Y'all Marvel fan, y'all Spider-Man fan. Y'all come in there and talk your lickety shit and speak on who is the top dog Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2099, I'm throwing it in there right now. There's a couple of them I'm throwing in there right now. Also with the nanobot suit, I'm just being honest.
Oh, Ultimate Spider. Oh, that's a good one, actually. Wally. He was one of my favorites, actually.
Hey, look, the Nano Spider-Man was no joke. That was no joke.
That's the series was bad. That's one thing. The anime series was horrible. They didn't give enough time to. The only reason I say they didn't give enough time to marinate with the fans. They pulled it off the air before it did anything.
Eric, when I was on cam, I was biting off some cookies earlier. You're late to the party, sir. But definitely not no Kellogg's. But yes, but please stay tuned to that tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you guys later. Peace.